Grand Sile. Where? In Brunswick and Footscray. Sto Franco Cozzo. In Brunswick and Footscray. Why don't you come for yourself and have a look at this magnifica Footscray? Dove? A Brunswick and Footscray. Footscray. Dove? A Brunswick and Footscray. Footscray. Why don't you come for yourself and have a look at this magnifica Footscray? Dove? A Brunswick and Footscray. Footscray. Grand Sile. Dove? A Brunswick and Footscray. Comprate da Franco Cozzo. Footscray.
I hope people don't take that intro as any ill will towards the Western Bulldogs or an insult to Footscray. It is just something that came to my mind when seeing that not only is the Western Bulldogs celebrating their 100th year in the VFL and AFL, their centenary game as well against Collingwood, but also seeing that they've changed their name to Footscray for this game brings a tear to my eye. And honestly, I much prefer the Footscray name instead of the Western Bulldogs. In saying that, though, I do understand why they're called the Western Bulldogs with their reach in the western suburbs of Melbourne, and as of this current time, also expanding out to as far as Ballarat. They're a community club celebrating 100 years in the VFL, AFL, a team that's been close to merging, a team that's been close to folding multiple times, a team with 2 premierships, but a 1 in 50-year success rate does not define the Western Bulldogs. What defines the Western Bulldogs is their community spirit, their natural grit, their fighting nature as well. I myself, living in Footscray at this current time, the colours are red, white and blue, dominant colours out of here. So I just want to congratulate the Western Bulldogs or the Footscray Bulldogs on 100 years in the VFL, AFL. And I hope the 30-second intro is enough of a congratulatory mention for the Footscray Bulldogs, as they do take on Collingwood here. But in saying that, let's get into the Collingwood and Footscray preview.
Up the point!
This is Nate coming at you with the round 2 preview of Collingwood v Footscray, Friday night, the MCG, 7:40 p.m. start. 2 top 8 teams at the moment. Pretty early to say that stuff, but yeah, 2 top 8 teams at this current time. Bulldogs undefeated. They're coming off a 16-point win over North Melbourne on Saturday night at Marvel Stadium. Collingwood as well, bouncing back, defeating Port Adelaide by 91 points at the MCG. That was also on a Saturday night. Footscray celebrating 100 years in the VFL, AFL, centenary game against Collingwood. Pendlebury and Sidebottom breaking the VFL AFL record for most games played as teammates, and what you get is a recipe for hopefully a beautiful fucking game Friday night at the MCG. It is a Western Bulldogs or a Footscray home game. 26th battle between Collingwood and Footscray at the MCG. Collingwood leads that head-to-head battle at the MCG 15-10. In the 21st century, however, it is 6-6, so 12 games, 6 apiece. Even split there. The Dogs, however, they've won 3 of the last 4 games against Collingwood, dating back to round 1, 2021. So the Dogs do have the recent jump on us as well. Most recent victory last year by about 3 goals at Marvel Stadium. We did win round 1, 2020. However, that's 2020. Despite that being a dominant win for us, still an asterisk for me, regardless of how much we won by. We sometimes play our home games against them at Marvel Stadium. They're playing their home game here against us at the MCG. Truly is bizarreness all around. But yeah, the Dogs, first home game at the MCG, first home and away home game at the MCG, whatever you can call it, since 2009. That was against North Melbourne at the time. The Dogs, they're 4-6 in their last 10 clashes at the MCG, dating back to round 1, 2021. Their most recent clash being an elimination final destruction loss over the Hawks. As far as this game goes, and just looking at the Footscray Bulldogs, what I've noticed about them is their vigour to run both ways in recent times was something that really exposed them in 2022 and in 2023. But last year, it's pretty clear that Bevo is constructing game plans for the Dogs across the ground where they're not relying on their stars anymore. They're building towards a full team dynamic. Their height and their stars up forward do worry me, though. Their midfield group is elite, despite their many injuries at the moment. They've got a midfield group that can match it with any other midfield group at this current time. From the post-bye last year, minus that elimination final loss and a few hiccups in Adelaide, they were a top 6 side in terms of form. Again, their height worries me. Their midfield group, not so much at the moment, but regardless of who they put out there in the midfield here against Collingwood, they're going to respond. They're going to put the pressure up. They're going to turn the chicken up. I doubt the Dogs are going to not fire a shot here in the middle. I expect them to perform, particularly, again, it's a centenary game as well. But I do worry that we're going to make Rory Lobb look like a star, particularly if we start bombing it long inside 50, and especially when I think the Dogs are going to turn the pressure up. We're going to start blazing away, and allows Rory Lobb to clunk intercept marks using his height down back. Teams will be uploaded Thursday night. This video will be uploaded on a Thursday morning. I seriously doubt there'll be another preview video for this unless there's major team news or major news coming out of Collingwood or the Western Bulldogs or Footscray. I got to start saying Footscray for this game only. If there's anything big related to this game, there'll be a video on it. But this preview video is without the team selected, so I am going in blind. Forgive my hefty standards here. Just with the Collingwood injury list, some good news. Firstly, Oscar Steen should be fit to play in the VFL this week, which, by the way, the VFL season starts this weekend. Collingwood opening their season against Sydney at Victoria Park, 12:05 p.m. Saturday. So I might go down there to watch it. I'll get the review video up and then head down. Otherwise, I'll just watch it online, watch this space. Will Hoskin-Elliott deemed fit to play, and the big name deemed fit to play is Jordan Galore from his knee bruising, who will be selected for Friday night against Footscray. He'll be selected for this game, and I do think Lockie Sullivan will make way, which is a little bit harsh considering that we did win by 91 points. The last thing we want to be doing is chopping and changing the squad each week, especially if we start winning games. I do understand, again, with the aging lists, resting some key players or older players as well. However, as long as we keep winning, let's not mess with the winning formula. I expect Jordan Nagoe to be named to replace Lockie Sullivan. I do, however, expect Ned Long to be relegated to the subfest. As far as Will Hoskin-Elliott goes, I think he's playing VFL this weekend, unless we opt for Will Hoskin-Elliott to be the sub here, and that would mean we drop Ned Long, which again would be very, very harsh. We could opt for some extra height, which would bring Mason Cox into the mix. We could opt for height down back as well, which could bring Billy Frampton into the mix. But I expect we play it safe. Jordan Nagoe coming in for Lockie Sullivan. Ned Long relegated to the subfest. And I expect Lockie Sullivan, Mason Cox, and Billy Frampton to be the emergencies, which means Ed Allen takes a step back again, no longer an emergency either. And Will Hoskin-Elliott will play VFL. And I also expect Lockie Sullivan, Cox, and Frampton to also play VFL as well. As for the title of this video goes, again, beware the wounded dog. This dog's side is under the pump with key injuries at the moment. There's injuries and then there's key injuries, and the dogs have key injuries at the moment. Compounded with Luke Cleary's nasty head knock in the final quarter last week. James O'Donnell will be a test with his jaw. Riley Garcia, while he was named an emergency against North Melbourne, he's on the injury list as well with a knee injury. No Bont, no Treloar, no Cody Waitman, no Liam Jones, no Joannison for experienced either. No Anthony Scott, no Garcia, and also Jamara being out as well. It's a good third of the best 23 out at the moment. It's a big chance for Collingwood to capitalise on this. As far as the selection goes for the Dogs, I think Buku Karmas will come in for Cleary, possibly Oscar Baker for O'Donnell, but it's not exactly a like-for-like replacement there. They may want to move the magnets around for that. They've got Jed Boslinger, expecting to make his debut at any point now, likely to make his debut this year. Few other possible options as well down back, particularly the back pocket and half back flank. But they might go safe as well for their selections, given that they've started the season 1-1. Talked about the Dogs and having that vigour to run both ways. When it comes to their game plan, when it clicks, it's tough to beat, but good to watch. But when that strays, it's tough to watch, but good to beat. We're not going to win this game by 91 points. And to be frank, against Port Adelaide, very little pressure was put on us despite us running out the game with no injuries. We need to expect pressure. We need to expect competitiveness and anger from the Dogs, some fight, some mongrel as well. When they get it inside 50, by any means necessary, they're often reliable when they're scoring. They set shots from any sort of angle as well. We can use the MCG and the ground dimensions to our advantage, but it does mean that Collingwood's defenders are going to have to step up here. Big watch, not watching Reef McInnes like a hawk, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Reef McInnes fares with the Dogs forward line and how he fares overall. Be a breakout game for Reef McInnes here. Say that and he'll probably get injured in the first quarter. All I want is Collingwood consistency and a damn good match, or just a damn good performance from us. Less opening round, more round one shit from us. Should be an exquisite game. Looking forward to this game, to be honest. The next video will likely be the round one game review, hopefully up on a Saturday morning, and then hopefully some topic videos for next week, as Collingwood does have the bye after playing the Bulldogs here. In the meantime, be well, stay safe, and please don't eat dinner before recording preview videos. My voice is shot. I'm coughing up a lung, and I'll see you though in the next one.